had everything written as Arc 4, so don't feel
Yes,
too
I
bad.
love this femme Canadian.
Now that we're back on the stream, now that we're on and live and here, can you do the voice again? Do the new
We want to
Flute
make
voice?
this lumberyard an inclusive place.
This is the new Flute.
For 2023.
2023 Flute.
A Dudley
I
Do
finally
Right
learned
situation.
a new voice for a character, and this is it.
I'm in an accident.
Indubitably.
All right. Hi, everybody.
Are we actually in?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
are
in.
actually. We absolutely are in.
We in.
Oh, look at this, Jeff.
Welcome
Oh,
back,
no,
everybody.
taste.
Thank you so much for to Jeff Tice, Drawing is the Taste, for gifting a whole bunch of tier 1 subs.
Whoa.
You're the very best, as always. Harlan, do you want to throw up Jeff's cool art? And we
I
can all
sure
be like,
can.
Jeff.
Cool. Art. Cha-cha-cha.
Jeff.
Check
Art.
it out.
Cha-cha-cha. Cool.
Jeff
Art.
just made a book,
Cha-cha-cha.
too. We should hype his...
Jeff
Jeff just made a super cute book. Hype the
called-
book.
I think it's called 11 Evelyns.
11
called
Evelyns.
The 11
He wrote
Evelyns.
it.
The 11 Evelyns. And
Jeff
it's
Tice,
Or his
Druid.
daughter.
beautiful.
Google it.
friend of the chat, made the artwork that you just saw, made a children's book for his daughter, and it is, oh boy, just look at the art.
And for other
online.
children. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah. And other
just for
children.
his daughter.
My niece is named Evelyn, and she was named that first. So
Well, she's
Whoa,
one of the
hey.
11.
We don't have to fight. We don't have to fight, Aaron.
It's all explained in
We
the
don't.
book.
but the Evelyns do.
The Evelyns
And
do.
Jeff
one of
says,
them- one of
Jeff
them
says
is
no
almost in
other
college.
children allowed. So this is a very exclusive book.
If you get a copy, you have to read it to Jeff's kid. That's how
Yeah,
it works.
that's
It's
it.
not
Yeah.
to be read to other kids.
We'll put a link to
Welcome
it
back,
in the
everybody.
YouTube description down here if you're watching this on YouTube later. I won't link it right now, but I will in a second while Rachel's doing the intro. Go for it, Rachel.
This is episode 2 of Arc 5 of Better Than Heroes. We are back to our main story. If you are new to our stream, welcome back. This is the perfect time, or welcome. This is the perfect time for you to be here. We are at the very beginning of our arc, which we start in a fresh, new arc of the largest story. You can check out the first episode if you missed it on our YouTube channel, or it is a podcast. But thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 13 Kreen fighter.
Hey, I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play Flute, aka the Windrider, a human bard who owes a favor to a devil.
Muted.
Oh, he's muted. Alas.
No, it was ventriloquism.
Stagecraft.
I'm a song and dance man, whose name is Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 13 Moonboy.
My name's Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the Artificer. And
I'm
that's
Harlan
Harlan.
Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm the dungeon master of this game, and I play everybody else. I'm also running the stream tonight, so
Yeah. Harlan's wearing many hats, including a beanie tonight.
Including a great
An
beanie.
actual hat.
Yeah.
It's a new
That's a good
look.
one.
We don't know
That's
what's
it.
in store
Oh my
with
God,
the
it's
beanie.
my
We know hair
Yeah,
up, hair
this is
down.
new.
We don't know
This is
beanie.
new.
This is a new
Yeah.
type.
yeah, we're on the
New
astral
and
plane.
dangerous Harlan appears.
Astral plane encounters call for the beanie.
Yeah.
Tonight we are going to play some 5e Spelljammer D&D. Our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. You can hear him in the background. That's all happening live. What? He's a witch. And it is directed by K.A.I. Story of Tiger Moon Productions. And of course, our show and production are brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody who supports the stream financially by subscribing, by being a patron, by buying merch. You're incredible, and you make this show happen. You help us pay Jason and Case and a ton of artists, and you just make this show what it is. And it's so fun to make for you. If you love the show and you want to see it grow, please consider supporting the stream by doing any of the things that I mentioned. You can also just follow us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, Instagram. We have a podcast now. Go look it up. All of the episodes that have existed so far are out as a podcast. Harlan has been working like a crazy person to get it done.
It's all
and now
up.
you can listen to them all. Just the audio is available There.
In the car. While you sit in your driveway,
Well, and also, we're now
watching your family eat dinner inside.
They have a beanie on. What does it mean? Yeah. So if you're watching this live, and you usually watch it live, a thing you might know if you're watching this right now is that we usually, we stream live on Mondays and we post our episodes on YouTube on Wednesdays. And now, whenever we post those episodes at the same time, the audio is going to go up in podcast form as well. So if you want to listen to it in a bunch of different ways, it's there for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your support and for joining us live on Monday nights. We appreciate everything that you do to make this stream better than heroes. It is almost time to play some D&D, but first, it's time to go into last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes. Towed by a captured Meridian-tracked ship, the heavily damaged Dinger limped through the astral plane. Before long, the crew chose to double back to rescue their fragrant friend Malzor, whom they had left in the approach to the Azure Forge. Moonboy consolidated spell components from his grow room as he prepared a ritual that might return his crewmate Goat from the dead. As Moonboy worked, a stream of lunar critters poured from his hat, even more than usual, filling the grow room with little beasts, leading Moonboy to deduce that a portal within his hat was broken. Klik, jamming on the captured cruiser, communed with her clutch's ancestors, who were just as weird about it as family always has to be. As K.A.I made repairs to the Dinger, he noticed that Dinghomnidris was being strangely affected by their presence in the astral sea, a phenomenon that K.A.I feared could have lasting effects if it went on for too long. Flute consorted with his abusive devil ego self-boyfriend, the Rider, who popped up, as he often does, to remind us that he's a piece of shit. Will we be able to retrieve Malzor from the Arcane demiplane? How will we find our way out of the astral sea? What about Goat, or Oliphanticulus, or the universe at war? Is it possible that these problems will resolve themselves if adequately ignored? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hello. We're back. We're rolling. So as this ship is floating through the astral sea, K.A.I, where are you on the ship right now? You've noticed this form slinking behind you. All these things happened that you wonderfully went over. And where are you on the ship? Just in this current, as the stream is finding you now, as the show is finding.
Oh, that's right. We saw a form. That wasn't in the recap.
Oh, you missed the dinosaur-sized form
I
slinking
forgot about
along
the,
behind us?
The dino.
Oh, yeah.
Something. There, there's something there, but
Something big.
I don't know. Not in the recap.
It was stealthy even in the recap.
sorry.
Yeah,
we
right.
always talk about the things before to include in the recap, and then I just come in with like, here's the thing that
we forget. It's hard to remember everything
it's hard to remember.
that you do,
Over 100
and even harder to remember everything that you pretend to do.
Well, regardless, you are here on the ship now.
Yes.
Is it fair to say, do you want to be down in the helm room, or do you want to be up top?
I think I have. I've sort of completed the repairs that I have slated for just right now. That I can do on the ship on the helm room level, and right now I think I'm looking for Moonboy, or at least I was when I. Was it me who saw the dinosaur that I have no memory of?
Yes.
Fuck.
It happened right at the very
Yeah.
end. It's okay.
I will get on the walkie-talkie. I was on my way up to look for Moonboy.
I think you were fixing the deck when you saw it.
So
Right.
so we kind of like, let's say you were maybe flying in and around the edge of the ship. You've completed things. Let's just put you right up on the top deck here as you're like
Perfect.
looking for Moonboy, trying to figure out, because I mean, again, there are two ships of y'all's flying together. The Dinger is not flying, but is being pulled by Klik's ship that she is helming. And as you walk up right to the top of the deck here, as you're flying up and you breach the opening and are up top on your golden caravel flying ship here, you come face to face with Clang, the bird, the large bird who helped you in your
brother.
final fight. Yeah, your brother.
That's right, your stepbrother.
My stepbrother, Clang. I mean, I don't know. Maybe stepbrother.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe.
Who you found with Olafenticulus, who you sucked into the mirror while you were in the Azure Forge, and it turned out to be a very intelligent creature, was able to talk to you, and its main request was that it comes with you. It didn't want Olafenticulus to be in the Azure Forge. So, but it is face to face with you, and just like looking at you, and it just kind of does not have Klik's translator on it anymore, so it's just kind of squawking at you and opening its mouth unnaturally wide. It's just huge bill, just like opening all the way, and it's kind of flying in front of you as if bothered.
Hey, Clang. Do I have any way to talk to you?
What?
Sorry we haven't had the chance to talk more. There's been a lot going on. What is it, bud?
And it kind of is tapping at where do you have on K.A.I.'s body? Where do you have the bag of holding? I imagine it's pretty tucked away somewhere.
It's tucked, but yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of around my, it's like messenger bag style right now, probably.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
you want to talk to Olafenticulus, I know. Look, I want to bring him out too, but we have to be prepared to fix his memory. That's what I was going to see the Moonboy about.
It kind of settles down at that, but roll a persuasion roll, just because I want to make you roll dice.
I'm eager to have him out of there as well. 2.
All right. I got higher than a 2.
It's 4 is the total.
I did get higher than a 4 as well. I rolled a 4 on the dice, but got higher than a 4. So Clang looks at you, and it's already bird-like eyes, narrow, and it ruffles its feathers. And you know how birds like puff out? It definitely puffs out and is now just like not flying, but like walking behind you, just like behind you, following you, and is keeping a close eye on you, but allowing you to proceed.
I'll take it. I will take it. I will get on the walkie-talkie. Hello, Moonboy? Are you available? Also, I think we might be being followed by a large something.
You hear the walkie-talkie back, and he's like, "Oh boy, man, when it rains it pours. It's I'm having a little bit of trouble with my hat. Windrider's here. Sorry. Flute, are we still doing that? I'm sorry. Hang on, I'll meet you on the upper deck." And you hear him, the unmistakable sound of Moonboy, the walkie-talkie slipping out of his hand, but then you see it come skidding across the floor around from behind a nearby cabin on the deck of the Dinger, and he comes chasing after it, and he's like squeezing his hat closed, like the end of a fire hose, kind of. And he's like, and every once in a while it kind of wriggles, and he's like, no, and he kind of bops it,
Firing off cuttlefish like out of a t-shirt cannon.
And he picks it up, and he's like trying to talk on it again, but then he sees you, and he's like, K.A.I. Oh, and that bird. Hello.
Clang.
Right.
DM, does it looking again? I'm torn between multiple points of interest. We're being followed by a dinosaur, potentially about to be killed. But also, my father's an Amira, and a bird is mad at me, so my priorities are unclear. Does it look like, looking at the horizon, does it look like the dinosaur is getting closer, or is this just some astral beast that's just like out for a tinkle?
You could roll a perception check with a
tinkle.
Just
Yeah,
peeing
sure,
on
you
the
know, like a
walls of the
dog.
universe, man.
Yeah,
Just taking an astral piss.
astral piss. No, let's
New
not
merch. New merch alert.
start. Yeah,
Get an astral piss hoodie.
you bunch of piss
I'd
drunk
make it.
fools.
I'd make it if the rest of these squares would let me. I'd make it.
Andrew,
Stop
you have the
throttling my
Teespring
piss
login.
merch.
Yes. You could roll this. You could roll with advantage on the perception check, just because I love how you described all that.
All right. That's an 18 total.
All right. With an 18, the large hulking shadow that is moving through the pink and purple blue sea of the astral plane all around you is quite far away. And does not seem to be urgently gaining on you. It's more that it is following you. So you have some time, and it's nothing but a shadow right now. So you have some time. It's just following, but not
Whatever it is, it's
and not gaining.
Whatever it is, it's big, but it's not coming straight for us. But we're not alone out here.
I'll say, as like a gecko slips out of his hat.
Yeah, what's going on with this?
I don't know. I tried to suppress it. I've tried to dispel it. I think we have to go in.
Into the hat.
Into the hat. Dun dun dun. Episode title?
Well, maybe he can help us with this, I will say, glancing over at Clang. Do you have greater restoration prepared?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
always.
We need to try to fix all of Anticulus's memory, and perhaps he can help us with all manner of things.
All right. What can we do with this? Meantime. Ow! That was a big one. That felt like a big one trying to come through.
I'll pull out like a zip tie.
Oh, the Artificer's toolbox is full of zip
It's like I pull out a bunch of rubber bands. This is a new
tape.
invention of mine. I think it's going to be big.
I don't have... You know, I suppose these would be elementals, wouldn't they?
I think.
Actually, you can roll. Let's have you roll
I
nature.
think in the
check.
past we've established that they were, but
Roll a what?
Nature check.
Nature.
I will help you, and I will
Whoa.
guide you. How do you like that? Guidance for you.
26 nature, thank you.
Whoa. Okay. Cool.
Here.
Give us
I'll
the
roll the-
scene a little bit while you're pouring over them, because I will tell you they are not elementals; they are animals.
28.
So with
They're
a 28,
animals.
yeah, with a 28, we talked about it last time a little bit. You specifically know, Moonboy, that these are animals from your moon world, from
Right.
Lunastera, and they're
Right.
not elemental creatures. They're not projections of it. These are actual animals that were native to Lunastera that are coming through your hat. So with the
Interesting.
28, you get you know a ton about this, but I would love to see
Yeah.
the scene of Moonboy and K.A.I pouring over this tiny zoo.
Yeah, I
It's
think he's
pressing
just
one
like...
of their anal glands that usually
I'm
doesn't
not-
work on elementals. Or if it does, you will know.
he's like, I don't know what to do with them. They just keep coming out of the hat. Before it was one or two, and then there was that. Remember, there was that one really big mean one, and like, sort of made my peace with him, and now this, and they're not elementals. I know an elemental when I see one. I've summoned, my fair share, and I don't know what to do. The place is crawling with them. And he like lifts up a barrel right there, and there's like lizards scattered. Look,
We've definitely got to do something, or the whole ship will be filling up with animals.
crater crabs and
I feel worse about
Luna
just sort
flies
of
and
flinging them into space, knowing that they're actual.
Oh, you can't do
animals.
that. You can't do that. Most of them are sticking around my greenhouse, just sort of kicking it and laying low. But I think the sooner we can mount an expedition into the hat, the better. And there's nobody I'd trust to come with me more than you, K.A.I.
Thank you. I will help you, of course. Should we do it? Should we try it now, or should we try to?
No, it's going to be a whole thing. We're gonna have to set up a guard. We're gonna have to probably tie a rope around one of us.
Probably.
Speaking
Is it going to be like the one time we went when didn't we play basketball or something? Or was that in someome's dream? I don't remember.
That was in my dreams.
That's
That was
right,
because
that's
in my
right.
dreams it's kind of a Space Jam situation. Yes,
Right,
yes.
of course.
Right.
I can't end
Well, let's
all
go.
Moonboy's dreams.
Let's go
are
find the
future.
others. I think.
Yeah, we
And
should
let's
probably-
Can we tie this off then? And can we
We'll
like
try.
roll something to see how well we can tie this hat
Can I
off?
try to stem the tide?
Explode your hat.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have you
Yeah,
both
I was
roll-
thinking about that.
K.A.I, let's have you roll an Arcana check, and Moonboy, let's have you roll.
I guide you.
I want you to roll a Strength check.
You want me to roll a strength check, you monster?
Arcana.
I'm just a little boy.
That's the big 3-0.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
Arcanes.
Arcanes, baby.
I got
Actually,
a.
It's oh no, I'm not guided. Never mind.
I got a very sturdy. I did guide you,
Oh, I'm guided.
but you didn't guide me back, even though I could have used it.
Well, I was doing another check. Can we
the-
just be guiding each other back and forth? What are we
Of
even
course
doing
we can.
here?
That's why they have to change it in 5th
All right.
edition, 6th
well, I
edition.
guide you then. It's actually so with guidance, it's 34.
I got a 19 strength, which is pretty strong for Moonboy.
Okay, well then we'll
Also,
Oh, there's
Can I
actually
just-
there's a power button on here.
On the hat.
well, I mean,
Just turn it off.
I'll say this: you all are able to effectively close the hat, but I will say, Moonboy, when the hat is closed, you're not wearing the hat. You have to like literally cinch it off, and so
yeah, he's
it
taking
takes some-
it with him under his arm, kind of bagpipe style. A bit like
pillowcase
Full of ferrets.
yeah, exactly.
But K.A.I, please. So yeah, Moonboy, you wrestle your hat to the ground because you got a 19.
Yeah.
You're able to effectively wrestle your hat to the ground, and then K.A.I, give us the K.A.I match. You rolled a 34. You're handling this situation.
I take the hat and I'm like, just hold it like this, Moonboy. Let's hold it closed. And I pull out my tools and I create a long needle made of light that pulls a sort of iridescent thread, and I weave stitches that don't actually pierce through the fabric but form this sort of matrix on the outside that pulls the hat shut as I
Sweet.
cinch the knot closed.
Incredible. And I will say, too, since you rolled so high, just incredibly high, 14 above the highest roll possible, you also know that this did not stop the flow of animals. It just closed the door for the animals to come through.
Oh, God.
And it's you're very certain that you've been inside of the hat too, so you're very certain that those animals that were coming through in a consistent stream are inside of whatever space it is that the moon is in as well. So it is
Closing
not
the border for these refugees is not going to stop them from coming, Moonboy.
I know. We need to find the others, and then we'll open it in a bathroom, probably.
And God, you're gonna send him to the toilet dimension?
What? Flute. Good Lord. Why haven't you been helping?
Yeah, Flute, Flute, what are you doing as you join the crew here?
I was following the rider
Eating a
around.
hot dog.
Did the rider disappear, or
that's
is the
right.
rider still walking around?
He has agreed to not go anywhere without you, so he's following you around.
Okay, great.
Because you told him don't go talk to the rest of the crew without me, so he's kind of like, cool, all right. So he's just following you around.
I did. I just didn't know if he was actually doing it.
He's a good
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. I guess we'll come up and kind of look around. I don't have a walkie-talkie, so it's more just happenstance that I'm coming up.
I would probably see you too. And be
Yeah, and I'm just like seeing, looking what Moonboy like kind of is. Are they still coming out of your hat?
Well, no, because we've sort of pinched it off, as it were. But we got to figure something out here. I don't know. Do you want to maybe let's bring Klik in on the situation. I don't know. I know we've got Goat to bring back, and we've got, of course, K.A.I, we've got your father to bring back. But I mean, I wouldn't want to bring either of them back into a world filled with moon geckos. Maybe I would. That sounds kind of fun.
I wonder if Oliphanticulus could help us with that.
Oh, jeez, you might be right. That might be the best chance we have.
I think it might be.
To the old man head.
Klik comes in over the walkie-talkie and is like, so I've been thinking about names for this boat. And I don't know, I wanted something that sounded like kind of vicious, that like really encapsulates how cowardly the elves were. But then I was like, you know what? My family's very important to me right now. It should probably be something Kreen and something tough. So I've come up with Jalath-Gak-Kalak.
Sorry, you kind of broke up at the end there. I'm not sure that we got... Oh, that was the word. I see.
Yeah, that's...
Right.
It means basically a draft beetle who looks for stuff.
It's amazing.
Like a really big beetle that we used to ride on at home. You know, like a really big... The other idea I have is... It's
rules.
What if we do it in common and just call it Big Beetle?
I've got 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Written down. I also have ship-faced.
Ship-faced. All right.
I have been looking, I reached into the, I've been asking around about some good, unique, and funny boat names, and I found a couple lists online.
This is a real...
What do you think about fishful thinking?
We're all just
These all
standing
have
here
sort of
locked in various strange space conundrums.
And Klik is alone and
talking.
bored.
Just
And,
on Reddit threads for both names.
High as a kite off the astral sea.
Good Lord.
Absolutely cobble, like their little kobold navigators next to him, be like, yeah, I love ship-faced. That was
yeah,
mine. I
Cobble
love
likes
that one."
ship-faced.
Yeah.
What do you think? I
Goliath
like
and-
Jalath-Kalak, but that's
I
me.
liked-
That's a
the
selfish
first one-
name.
The first one is my favorite of the ones you've said, for sure.
I also thought,
Give me that Rocky Talkie. And I kind of pull it over, and I'm like, listen, Klik.
yeah.
Fishful thinking, I think, was the closest one. I think everyone can agree that, right? We all like fishful thinking.
Goliath
such a,
comes
like-
over the walkie-talkie, the captain of the dinger, and he comes over the walkie-talkie. He's like, "Well, Klik,
Yeah.
name the ship something that you can remember."
The other one I was thinking was just Dibs,
That's good.
because we just kind of took it,
Dibs.
Dibs.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
That's good.
I'm just saying, I've known a lot of people who named a ship something and then in tough times couldn't remember.
Yeah.
that
Of course,
name of the ship.
Dibs in Kreen is ik.
I think you dropped the Rocky Talkie there.
Okay. Wait, Klik,
Into
can
the
you
Down the
garbage
stairs,
disposal.
maybe.
Klik, can you say that one more time?
That was, I think,
It
the
was
same.
remarkably close, if not.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, I'm going after this silver disc that's leading us to
Yes, that's
Malzor still.
Yeah, which
Right,
was
we need to
a gift to you from this spirit clutch that you were able to attune to because the rules seem to be a little different here on the astral plane. You seem to
right.
have access to some of the latent magic that is all around you.
it's Pathfinder out here.
And you can see it. It's like a candle in the darkness, even though the astral sea is not dark, but you can just see this glowing silvery spot in front of you that, as you can see all around the ship, you are continuing to pull the dinger and spell jam your ship toward it. And you know, too, your request was for it to take you to Malzor, correct? One of the members, one of the crew of your ship, who you all had to leave in the at the entrance of the Azure Forge. Or you chose to leave at the entrance of the Azure Forge to make sure that you didn't have to go through the whole thing with you, and because you know that I would try and kill
You
you.
would have died, for sure.
So, yeah, so that is where you all are going right now, and you are having no trouble following it. It is moving quickly, but it's like driving on the highway at night. You are just going in one direction, especially because you are out in the middle of this. You've been in wild space, this vast void of emptiness, and this is different too because there's just nothing around you. There's no stars. It's just this undulating sea, and sometimes you're not even sure that you're moving. But with the disc kind of tugging you along through this dimension of thought and heart, you know that you're going in the right direction. So if you want to do anything specific with, like interact with the disc or check for anything specifically, you absolutely can. But for now, you can just feel this attunement. You can feel this trust that you're on the right path.
Oh, she's just following the disc and trying to keep her mind busy on the long road trip.
Yeah. Cobble's like,
What about new kids on the dock?
Maybe, what if we tried a few that weren't a pun?
I like dibs. I like dibs.
I also had an idea, Coward's Lament, because the elven its previous occupants ran away so cowardly.
And
Right,
Flute's
and
not
now
allowed
they're
on board.
like, oh,
so
where's our ship? Oh,
Oh, our boss is a lich and he got
Oh.
smoked.
we're lamenting.
Oh, so many of us are dead. Oh my.
I like that. You've just got to pin one down. Oh, and also, my hat portal problem is getting wildly out of hand. I think we're going to have to confront it over here.
Yeah, I think the plan is to try to fix Olophanticulus's memory.
Oh,
And
this sounds
then-
like we're all dealing with a lot of problems from the past.
There's a lot going on.
I just want to
Well,
throw
just
out,
remember to be honest with yourself.
Coward Lich. Because,
Coward Lich.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, thank you. So, yeah, you all are moving along here. I kind of, like, you're on due north a little bit here, and Moonboy's brought this up, but there's no pushback, kind of. I will say that now that you all see Flute, this is the first time since you all have been on the astral plane that you've seen the rider back with him. You did see him in the astral forge, but it is worth noting to all of you characters as well that
Can we
the
just see
writer
him
is-
walking around?
yeah,
Speaking
there's
of-
just a duplicate of Flute next to him. It just seems like a little melted and weird. You can tell which one is him because he just has this kind of like warped offness to him.
Oh,
Speaking
he's
of
like,
uninvited guests. What is he doing here?
who's your friend? Who's this bizarro?
You've seen him before. You would.
Yeah, we know him.
What's up,
Uh,
man?
I'm
We've
just,
killed him a
I'm
few
just being
times.
kind of a dick.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's the writer, I guess. I don't know, being in the astral sea, I think, allows him to take his form easier.
Yeah, he leans
Gross.
back like he's laying in a hammock and he's just like kind of floating above the deck of the ship that is hurtling through thought space.
I'm looking
he's
at him
like,
so enviously.
he's like, yeah, you know, I do great here. So, y'all need any help, just let me know. I got a bunch of friends here.
And I'm like shaking my head vigorously, like, no, as I said, we've got it, I think, under control.
Yeah, we're not going to Beetlejuice you, so don't even try.
Before we get too far with anything, I just want to say that, you know,
we just want to be friends.
I'm sorry about the whole projecting out of Flute's body and attacking you thing.
Is he being sincere?
You can roll an insight check. As he continues to say, I thought that Flute was going to abandon all the work that we've done together, but 25. In his time away, we've worked it out, and I do trust that he's going to go do what he needs, and then I get to go do what I need. And if we're doing that, we're helping. And
is that so? I will say, looking at Flute.
And yeah, actually, Moonboy, you know that he's being sincere here. Like but the back talk that here, like your instinct here, the reason you would do an insight check, and the thing that you are right about as well, is he's being kind of smug. He clearly has something worked out, but he isn't a danger to you all anymore because he has seemed to have worked something out with Flute, where he's like, yep, before he thought that his interests weren't going to be met, and now he's very sure that his interests will be met. And so he's like, I'm just here to help.
What? Is that true, Flute?
It seems so. We made an arrangement, so the rider's going to...
Oh, just wheels within wheels with
help
you,
me
man.
out and not be an obstacle, and then at some point,
doesn't this just make you a double warlock? You just re-sealed the deal.
Allowed?
Well, it's either that or be working against the rider all the time. I couldn't come back if he was going to keep randomly attacking you.
I mean, if he wants to keep randomly attacking us, we can keep whooping his ass.
I will keep randomly beating his Beetlejuice ass.
I've learned my lesson, he says.
We'll talk about this later, Flute.
Has he?
Roll another insight check, and you can do so with advantage because you succeeded on your last one.
Oh boy, I gotta say there's these treasure chest virtual dice on the D&D Beyond, and it's incredible. When you huck it, it like hits thud and like coins clang around in it. It rolls 27.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he looks.
Nobody hides from the Moonboy.
Flute, can you say what your persuasion and your deception modifiers are? I'm just going to use yours because I don't have the stats up in front of me right now.
Oh, my deception is 15. My persuasion is 6.
Great. Yeah, I mean he is being earnest. Like he learns that he can't overpower you, and I would say the thing Moonboy gets from this too is he is not interested in undermining you all as a group. He's not interested in attacking you all or finding some like weakness and then destroying you. He's interested in some sort of longer game that he's not even like communicating. He's just kind of like,
what does he want again? Flute, your soul?
That is something you all have not talked to Flute about. So,
well, we're talking about it now. What does he even want from you?
I mean, the bargain is I was able to come back, and in return, you know, the rider was able to come through as well. I seem to have sort of sealed my fate, I suppose, for whatever would happen to me next, but we made a deal when I went back to Vermaregna that the rider would stop working against me. There was a group I ran into, and they were evacuating from Vermaregna, and I I made a bargain so that I could try to help them evacuate, and I couldn't be working against the rider all the time.
You made another bargain with him?
Double Warlock.
Yes, it was just a bargain to get him to behave.
To his credit, we just defined our terms a little bit, didn't we, buddy?
Well, maybe we'll have to have another look at those terms going forward.
Who's we? He says, "Oh, do you want to make a deal with me?" He says, kind of like looking at you and smiling, because I think the only person I made a deal with was Flute.
No, but I'm good with contract law.
All right, well, you can.
true?
They're filed
I've read a lot
downstairs.
of
You can
books.
go find them. He says, and pats you on the back.
We'll see about that. Look, we have... I don't mean to sound rude, but we have a lot of other things to deal with.
Sure.
Yeah, the bag is swelling. The hat, rather, and the hat/bag, and it's getting a bit wet too, I would say.
I could maybe help you. I could maybe scare them back through the portals. They don't want to come out of the hat.
Want to try that?
If you want, you'd have to open the bag.
Wait, I think the
Let's
best
hold off
best
on
move
this.
is we go and we try to wake up Olifanticulus and we see what they have to say about it. It's like a great scientific mind, even greater than K.A.I.'s, right, K.A.I? You big dum-dum.
Yeah.
Makes K.A.I look like a bingus.
Like a little
on.
baby.
Like a little stupid baby. A weak baby.
Yeah.
Actually,
I will-
rules is written. Never mind.
No, say it. Say it out loud.
Rules is written, babies are horrifyingly strong.
The way that they wrote the spell fear is it doesn't say that. It doesn't say anything about line of sight. It's just a cone, and everything in the cone becomes afraid, which is weird. If something was in a bag, that it would affect them.
God.
Well, Andrew,
It would technically.
we've also decided that the hat. We have noted the hat is technically a portal. So the things on the that are on the other side of the hat are currently in another dimension.
In
And
another
so-
dimension.
I think I maybe gave something away.
How does it feel?
You did! Oh, he
How does
played
it
you!
feel to be a real
Flute.
piece of shit?
Flute snuck in and manipulated the conversation. Oh,
I think I somehow lost
what
the
a
game
play.
Okay.
All right. I will take out the.
What do you guys think about the Scourge of Ventress?
It just crackling the Rocky Talkie over.
Scourge. That's the best. I looked at a number of different words. Shame, bastard. I think Scourge. It's either
Scourge is
that
pretty
or
cool.
ship-faced for me.
I'll pick up the Rocky Talkie there, and I'll go. You commandeered it. Click. You get to name it.
It's true.
Goliath says, I mean, the Scourge kind of has a ring to it. So does ship.
I just wanna- I keep thinking.
Take all the time you need.
How do you say ship faced in Kreen?
That one's tricky. You'll have to cover your ears.
Everyone's eyes start bleeding.
It's just like
Like, it's at a frequency only
Yeah,
Cobble can
20.
hear, and she just passes out. Like,
yeah, it's like crazy low. It's like whoa.
all right, cool. So you all are floating along here. It's so
I
far.
think
It
we're
seems
gonna
like,
go find the old man. We're gonna go below
Yeah.
deck and free the old man from the
Want to go
mirror.
below deck?
uh,
Should we
Or do it
up
right here.
Kai,
Sorry.
I will say before we do anything
Yes.
else, would you like to do after all this has gone down? Would you like to do another perception check? Just check on that dinosaur shadow behind you.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh, I don't even know that thing's back there. No
Oh,
one has
yeah.
told me, and I've just been
Scared the crap out of Flute.
You guys see that? Perception? 19.
Yeah.
The lowest number Aaron has rolled
It went-
in 4 years.
As soon as I see it, I'm kind of taken aback. I'll ask the writer, like, do you know what that is?
Well, I'll give K.A.I this information first, and then you can kind of let K.A.I share the knowledge with you, and then we can get to that scene.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. So K.A.I, it is very clear to you that it is maintaining a specific distance. It is not getting closer to you. It is just trailing you.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you can decide if you want to share this with the party.
Whatever that is definitely following us. The giant ominous shadow. You guys notice that?
Do we?
Yeah, it's definitely following us. Right there.
I mean, as soon as we turn around, we can see it, right? It's not like...
Well,
Can I try to get a closer look?
I think if Kai, you don't quite
pointed
see it
out.
unless Kai points it out. Now that Kai points it out, you can just see that it's nothing you can see. It's a dark shape, and everything is just this like undulating
Yeah.
sea of smoke and color, and
hell
just
is
this
that?
haze. But you can see this large, hulking, like slithering in running form.
Well, maybe
way
it's
up.
Looking,
not-
slithering, and running.
Maybe it's not following all of us. Maybe it's just following Flute.
I'm like, what? What?
I don't know.
Why would it be following me?
Because you have the
Then-
worst friends.
Yeah, you've got like evil stuff following you around. Look at this Beetlejuice. Oh no, that was 3.
Yeah, I'll ask the writer, like, do you know what this is? You seem to know a lot about this place.
Well, I can go ask one of my friends. I don't know a lot.
No,
about this
we're not
place. I can
gonna-
just go ask.
Talk to your friends. Why don't you... If you're so cooperative, why don't you fly over and see what that is and then come tell us?
Let's have you roll. Let's have you roll a persuasion check,
Guidance.
and then let's also have you roll a history check for the writer,
Okay.
and you can add your modifier to it.
Oh
just
my
'cause
god.
I'm making it easy.
Crushed it.
No.
He never does.
Do I ever make... Yeah, that's my crush sound. Oh my god!
Oh, damn it. Another 20.
I crushed it. What's guidance? A D4, correct?
4, yes.
I don't know why I'm wasting my time for this absolute
Hey, it could
astral
make a
piss
difference.
roll. That's a 10 on the persuasion, and then I'm rolling history,
Yep.
and I'm using my modifier.
Just because I'm making
All
it easy on
right.
myself and not pulling up the stat block and just considering it.
21 for the history, 10 on the persuasion.
Okay, cool. The writer is like, he's like, yeah, if I fly over there, I can't do this Andrew impression. If I fly over there, then I'll just dissipate. I kind of like get
Astral
too
Andrew
far.
Is
Ovredahl.
doing weird.
The comedian. Your friend, who you know.
I can't do impressions. It's
He says if he flies over, he'll dissipate.
yeah. He's like, I don't know. I probably won't be able to catch back up with the ship. Is my worry that because in here it's like the rules are a little weird. You can just like boop beep bop, and
Can I do an insight roll on this piece of shit?
absolutely.
Because he flies pretty fast. That will be a 22.
He's telling the truth, and it's because his form is a physical form, and that he is not right now. He is not just a manifestation of the being that is inside of you, in the same way that you like conjure a spirit, and that like a familiar almost, and you can boop him in and out. Right now, he is a body, and that kind of operates by the same rules that your bodies do, which operate in weird ways on the astral plane, but he's
interesting.
Yeah. His form, at least, might not be able to catch up with you if you
It's fucking
hurl him off
interesting,
the edge.
man.
It's fucking interesting, man.
Good to know. Good
yeah.
to know. I'll file that away for later.
Right.
Um,
And then his history check was over 20, so he's like, my guess, with the fact that we are here on the astral plane, and this thing is very far away. You can tell kind of by the very obscured form. And it's huge. That thing's got to be the size of a couple of ships.
I turn to
Easily.
Moonboy and I mouth. He doesn't know.
I know
what it is.
I know.
I do. I'm in your head. You can't. Whispering does nothing. I read your thoughts. He's like, my guess is that's either a some sort of cosmic horror, or it's worse than a cosmic horror. So
Expand on that.
well, you know,
What's worse than a cosmic horde? That sounds so terrible.
I get it.
A cosmic friend?
he's like,
Cosmic obligation of some sort.
Do you know what's? Do you all know what's on with the? The astral plane is everything between everything. It is the space where your thoughts are you. It is the in between, but the connection. It is the ethereal plane is the real cracks between everything. The astral plane is everything else, and so. The main thing the astral plane is known for a lot of things, but in this instance, you all should know that it's a place where gods go to die. Often, because gods gain their power from people believing in them, people taking a tiny sliver of their power in the same way that Flute, has taken a tiny sliver of my power and has allowed him to be alive and not be a little coward baby. But with gods, everyone that believes in them is giving them a tiny sliver of power. But there are many in all of these infinite planes in existence. There are many gods who are forgotten. Maybe their world is a world worships a god, and that it is specific to that world. Maybe they all worship the moon on a world, and then that world is destroyed, and then the gods of that world don't have anyone to worship them anymore, so they might die. And when gods die, they're sent to the astral plane. So there's a lot of trash. There's a lot of destruction, and there's a lot of
Dead gods?
Suggesting this is the
god right now.
undead corpse of a dead god?
No, actually, I'm specifically not, because the dead, the corpses of gods are just floating like planets here on the astral plane. The real problem are the things that have been manifested to try and devour, to try and harvest, to try and get things, to get in between everything and destroy as a result. And
God eaters.
Oh, there you go.
God eater.
That'd be good shit. man.
What about God eater?
That's incredible. That's really good.
We all jump horribly.
Well, it's definitely following us.
So yes. So though we are in the endless liminal space refracting off of everything in and around it, there are still horrors here. There are still creatures that have been created to destroy even the liminal space, even to destroy not the wind that moves the flag, but everything else. And so my guess, he says, kind of like floating there in his hammock spot, is that is an astral dreadnought. That would like to eat us.
It sounds bad.
It is.
Why is it
Can
just
it
following
catch
us
up to
then?
us?
Sure, it could if it wanted to.
He says, yes, it can. It lives here. You all are merely visiting.
We gotta figure out how to get the fuck out of here, basically.
I have the magic to get us out of here.
And
If
everyone
we
in
need
the
to,
ship?
let's
Not the ship.
start one thing at a time.
K.A.I says, and with that, let's cut to break.
Dun-dun-dun.
And so, yeah, as K.A.I is organizing this crew and a lot of information here with a lot of things to do, let's take a quick 5-minute break where we drink, pee, and we'll see on the other side. We'll see in just
Or
5
Klik's
minutes.
just running through ship names.
We're accepting
What
so
about
many
elvish
side quests.
coward baby? Does that have?
Not now. We're learning about the astral dreadnought.
Hello, okay. Hello, and we're back.
Hello.
We're back. Our quickest break we've ever done. Well, also, welcome to the rating party from 20 Sides to Every Story. Thanks, y'all, for hanging out with us. We're a Spelljammer
What up?
game that has been going on for the last 2.5 years, and it's a level 13 party on the
We're
Astral
being
Plane
chased by
right
an
now.
astral dreadnought.
That's true.
I
An
think-
Astral Dreadnought is after you all.
There's so many things that I want to do right now.
We're also missing one character who will return momentarily.
So,
Yeah.
Wait, so K.A.I, I mean, I think this is, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to tell you what your character would do here, but it really feels like you are laying things out, because you are kind of the mom of this crew a little bit too, and so the crew has a lot of paths in front of them, and there's a lot of like, I think your instinct as a player to like, there are so many beats that you know are there, so many like things that are important that are kind of like ticking fuses a little bit as well. Is there anything that you like, I would love to hear like K.A.I laying this out to the group.
Yeah, we're just I can feel that we're being pulled in so many different directions. We want to fix Moonboy's hat.
Yep.
Whatever's going on with the portal in there. We want to free Olifenticulus, of course, for a variety of reasons. Foremost being that he is my long-lost father, as well as Crank's long-lost father. Well, you guys, less long-lost, but lost nonetheless.
Still currently lost is correct.
We want to figure out the name of Klik's ship. We want to figure that out. We want to take the opportunity to kill the rider, probably while he's corporeal. But I think just trying to organize our thoughts, I think that it's possible that Olifenticulus could help us with some of the problems that we face. Oh, right, not to mention the astral dreadnought that's
The Moonboy
chasing us.
says loudly as his hat grows another size bigger. We got to do something about this.
All right, let's do it.
Filling up with lizards, man.
Do you have everything you need?
I think so.
All right.
Okay, so yeah.
Go ahead.
Welcome back, Andrew. We have
hello.
We're back
Ryan.
streaming.
Just a heads up.
We got a
We're live.
cool group of raiders.
Cool group of
Hell
raiders.
yeah.
So do you want to are you so what's the move here then? Are you pulling
Let's go
Ollie out?
downstairs.
Yeah.
Keep your friend.
Keep your
Keep an eye
head
on your
up.
friend, Flute. Not that I don't want you there, but I don't
Keep
trust
him where?
him. Just away from anything important.
Just keep him out of trouble.
Okay, well, we
Ah.
could
Oh, the
we
beanie's
could
back on.
stay up here on deck and keep an eye on whatever this.
Sure, just
thing
maybe
is.
keep an eye on the.
Yeah, keep an eye on the crazy space dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I will.
Hey,
I'll
Klik,
mean
what
mug
about
the rider
crazy
as I walk
space
away.
dragon?
What?
Oh, that's good.
No, just for a name for the ship.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I don't know if it has the majesty of a crazy space dragon.
Okay, fair enough. Also, there's a crazy space dragon behind us.
What?
Over.
What did you say to the writer, Aaron?
I didn't say anything. I just said that I kind of mean mug him a little bit as we walk away.
Yeah.
He just waves
And I
at you.
go, peace, Beetlejuice. Yeah, that's 4. What about it, bitch?
I understand the hostility. He says, but the second you need anything, I'm here for you, buddy.
I'm not gonna make any deals with you.
Don't. We're not going to see his friends, and we don't need any extra help.
Get you out of here, Buster. I'm his friend. All right? I'm his real friend.
Yeah, and I'm all of y'all's friend. Because of
You're
Flute. Because of
nobody's
Flute.
friend.
He's given, it's kind of like when...
Oh, just
Incorrect.
a weird
There's
dude,
no one who understands how
hanging
friendship
around.
works less than you.
and we don't fuck around with weird dudes.
Yeah. And we walk away on that one. We let that be we turn our heel.
And
Let
what's
that
best
be
about
a
that is
gem.
that
We swallow
Moonboy
him.
is holding his own wiggling closed hat while he says it. We don't
Mister.
fuck around with weird dudes.
A fucking moon ferret escapes out of the hat. I'll clean that up later.
Amazing. Cool. So you all, the rider's like, okay, and he clearly gets the hit, and he stays above. He's like, I'll keep watch, and he just kind of like hangs out.
I'm hanging out with him.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna go with him down below deck, everybody? Yeah.
It sounded like they didn't need my help down there.
I mean, we might.
Also, I don't
just
have a
don't.
skill set.
Yes, you do. Be silent, you freak.
Actually, I think that you split with the crew too, because as this interaction ends, and you're like, we don't fuck around, we are dudes, and storm off. You see him kind of like shrug, and he floats over to Relic, who your halfling gunner, who
I'll
is.
go over there with him. I'm not allowing this guy to mess
yeah.
with anybody. So
And you see him kind of like.
And Relic is just the kind of wayward youth who would fall
and Relic
right
was
in
crying
with-
in the last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, you see him stuffing what Flute is like clearly some sort of handkerchief in his pocket. And he's like, "Oh, hey guys," and we'll cut away from that scene as
He's a heartbeat away from making a deal with the devil to
Yeah.
be good at the guitar.
If I left the rider up here for 30 seconds, Relic would be a level
Powerful
20 warlock when
Yeah.
we came back
How
up.
come Relic is all of a sudden? How come he can hit stuff with the ballista now?
Yeah.
J'accuse.
Damn, why didn't I think of that as a plot line already? Where I did that without you all being able to notice. No, so yeah, Flute, because he won't go anywhere without you, but he kind of like it floats over to the front there. And K.A.I and Moonboy, you all go down, but you go below deck here. And I assume you all are going to the very small room of where Moonboy's plant closet, if you will. But if you'd like to go to the
That was all
kitchen, you
filled
can.
with stuff, right? Maybe we go to the kitchen area.
Well, there's some animals in there from my hat, but I do need a reagent from the. I've got to get some petals from the lucent moon cactus.
All right. I
Your
look
plant
at the
stock is
door.
empty. Your plant stock is empty. We established that.
Oh well, then I have some already in this little bottle on my hip.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
Look, I've done it.
You got to go to the kitchen to get any supplies.
Yeah.
So you all could be in the kitchen here of the
Turns
ship.
out all the supplies that Moonboy needed were just sandwiches.
Yeah. Oh, I need cumin and oven fries.
I
And
got you. Always
Caesar.
need those oven fries.
packet of instant Caesar dressing for this spell.
Just
K.A.I smokes
rail it.
pot. He has all of these things.
Cool. So you all you're back in your well organized kitchen, K.A.I.
Mhm.
And the crew, you all are following you downstairs as you go, watching all of these interactions, and especially now that you all have talked about this and pieced out a little bit, you see Clang, the bird, who is with you, just like following you, all puffed up, watching you closely. There it is. I remember Jordan.
He's right behind us.
Is in the kitchen with you, and what are you all doing? What's the scene?
What do you think, Clang? Are you ready? You think Clang has been ready for a while?
I'm going to take my hat and put it in the freezer briefly. Maybe that'll kind of slow things down.
Kai, do you want to
and
give us the description of where this freezer is and what?
I just invented that. Yeah, we probably have a cold chest of some kind.
Yeah.
It's just
Bag
filled
of
with
colding.
a freezer of holding. That's amazing.
Freezer of colding.
Freezer of colding. Very nice.
I got you. I got it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Freezer of colding.
Cool.
It's just got like some packages of hot dogs and some bone broth and like some giant insectoid legs.
Ice pack.
Some ice packs.
Yeah. Push pop.
Some meal prep stuff for Goliathan.
And now, a wriggling hat.
And now a wriggling hat. We close the door and it has clearly increased. It's just shaking now.
It's one of those
It'll
big
be fine.
handles. Close it like a walk-in freezer. Okay, and he pulls out this little bottle with kind of these dried, they look like flower bulbs almost. And he puts two in his hand, and Moonboy whispers some words to it, all Gandalf style. And they kind of bloom in his hand. I will use Druid craft to cause these to bloom to their full potential, and they become these, once again, glowing, lunar, kind of lobed plants. And he puts them in his mouth, and he chews them up and spits back out this glowing liquid and rubs it on his hands. And he's like, okay, let him out.
All right. Here we go. And I will speak the command word and release Olophanticulus from the mirror. And hopefully he's still in there.
Amazing tunes.
He is. And so, shout out Jason Wardell. As I stall for a tiny moment while I look something up, someone tell us who Jason Wardell is, and someone tell us who Olophanticulus is.
Jason Wardell is on Spotify as in the
Real
vast
life
forest.
wizard.
He's
Real
one of
life.
the legendary cisterns, artificers of legend, along with Olophanticulus, who ran the Arcane workshop where K.A.I first was tethered to a central building machine. And after Olophanticulus disappeared under unexplained circumstances, K.A.I was forced to build himself a new body and go off on his own, where he met all of his friends. And then it was now, and then I don't know what happened.
Tell them why you put him in the mirror. I think you talked about that for a second.
All right, so Olophanticulus was captured. We have come to find out captured, somehow kidnapped, imprisoned by Mir, who is one of the Arcane, one of these blue giants, arms dealers. And he had his memory modified, potentially. It seemed that way anyway, and he was deep inside of the Azure Forge, Mir's demi-plane workshop, where he was creating this grand transmutation machine that broke kind of anything down to its sort of most essential components.
Yeah, it was like this unraveling
Had some
doomsday thing.
Terrifying implications. So we put Olophanticulus into a mirror the magic mirror of imprisoning people. Forget exactly what it's called.
Mirror of life trapping. Yeah.
Mirror
That
of
one,
life
yeah.
trapping.
Magic
The
mirror.
magic
Chill
mirror
name.
of imprisoning people.
That's what I call my
magic-
bathroom mirror.
Pretty sure that's what it's called.
The magic mirror of kicking your father issue down the road.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Until you
this
can
is the
fix
first
him.
time. And so Klang is Olafenticulus' buddy, the bird here, and this is the first time you pulled him out of the mirror since you were able to just like have him look into it, and he miraculously failed to save as well. And so when you
We
pulled
had
him,
a tender moment. I read him a poem.
It was beautiful. We ended the episode early because it was so beautiful.
it's true.
But
Way
his
early.
brain,
it was gorgeous.
His brain is kind of scrambled, and we have reason to believe that casting Greater Restoration on him will unscramble it. So is he just kind of falling out of this mirror?
We should be prepared for anything, probably.
While I'm doing this description, K.A.I and Moonboy, if you can roll just a straight up D20, and then I'll tell you what you're rolling for in a second. So you're going to add your modifier to this later. But so you pull this mirror out, like, right, because you had the mirror itself in the bag of holding. So you pull this out, and it's just like this this pocket mirror almost, or maybe you had it in your pocket. I'm not sure, but you had this pocket mirror, and you know that if you say the person's name into it, that you entrapped in it, or there's a couple of different sneaky ways, but since you put him in there, you know how to pull him out. And so as you speak into this mirror, you just see yourself in the mirror at first, and then there is a swirl. Your face starts to turn and just dissipate into this white mist, and you fade into the background, and you just see this swirl of clouds, and then out of it, the form of Olafenticulus gets closer and closer and closer and closer to you until he is standing in front of you in the mirror, and he steps out. And then what did you all get on those D20 rolls? You can add your dexterity modifier to it because they are initiative.
I know.
Oh boy.
Olafenticulus, fight! Dad, fight!
I got a 6.
I got a 15.
Great. So K.A.I, he turns and looks at you, and I'll throw some Olafenticulus art here. You can see him right below me as well. He's this very cool dwarf here with Klang by his side, and he looks at you, and I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess anyone would be pissed coming out of a mirror.
It's a 1.
Cool.
Burn a luck?
That's
not in this game?
not this game.
Moonboy.
I have an inspiration. I don't know. I feel like I maybe spent it last week for some reason. Or maybe you gave it to me last week. I don't know. It's on my character sheet.
That is your job to manage. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then I'm going to spend a point of inspiration.
Great. I believe you either way.
I believe myself. My God. It's a natural 20.
He got me. Gotten. Yeah.
Did you just make
Wow.
up a dice roll for yourself to crit on? I love it. Okay, Aaron, earn it. Come on, give us this moment. Let's say the failure happens and then the success happens, because you see Olafenticulus comes out and he just seems his like kind of wool-socked, chill self. And he steps out and he just kind of like looks calm, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, and then a spell is immediately just like cast at you, and you see this swirl of like orange and blue beam just hits you, and you know it's transmutation
Nice.
magic.
Broncos.
And so tell us.
Yeah, I think it hits me, and I'm just like, please. And I know that he, even though he looks like a tender old man all the time, he is not to be underestimated if he feels threatened, which he must. And I will just say, please don't do this. Father, please.
Oh.
Let us help you.
Okay, you know what? Just for the fun of it, Aaron, I will let you do if you want to, you can either roll a persuasion check here, and I'll even let you do it with advantage. But if you do, you have to take the 1 for the saving throw. And so I'll let you get the persuasion check off. So you see what I'm saying? Like you either yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Although I'm terrible at persuasion, but advantage. I don't know if I'll get a better shot at it than this. Yeah,
do a daddy check.
Do a daddy check. This is daddy's. Yeah.
Daddy check.
Come on, advantage. Come on, advantage.
Oh.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
The kid.
Not bad.
I mean, for Aaron, that's a 2.
Yeah, you're
The
right.
first one was a 5. And the second one was an 18, which is what I need to get a dirty 20.
His charisma modifier is +3, and I rolled an 18 on the dice.
Oh!
So what does that mean?
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Sounds bad to me.
So he succeeded.
Flash of genius.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Fair.
It took my brain a second, but absolutely.
Fair. The buck has to stop somewhere.
Cool. And you, Moonboy, you hear K.A.I say this, and you can see he's resisting this spell effect, but his concentration, like his ability to push back against it, drops because he says this out loud to Olophanticulus, and then he turns into a turtle in front of you that has this small.
Yeah. Nice armor class.
It's not just a turtle. Like it has like a little like cabin built onto its back, and it's just like slowly moving around the deck floor. And then Olophanticulus looks at you.
I take a bite of a berry.
Some romaine lettuce.
You're in the kitchen, so yeah.
Pickle.
And so
Pickle
Moonboy, you see Olophanticulus turn and look at you and says, "I would like to be let go and return to my work." And it's your turn in initiative. Actually, technically, it's the turtle's turn because I think K.A.I rolled higher.
I'll use my action to
Turtle turn.
eat the berry.
Cool. Great. Thank you.
And I will use my move to move closer to the berry.
Cool. You can have a point of inspiration because you
Better.
you just did the turtle thing. And Moonboy, what are you doing against Olophanticulus as he's like looking at you, slowly moving, and Klang is next to him, just like flying around, like.
I look at from Olophanticulus to Klang to the turtle, taking a bite of this berry, the sweetest berry it's ever tasted. And I look back to Olophanticulus and I say, No, you're supposed to take care of him and protect him. This isn't how it happens. This isn't you. And I go up and I touch him on the forehead and I cast Greater Restoration.
Oh boy. Jordan, I have the most annoying question in the world for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that spell have a casting time?
No. Well,
Right.
one action.
It's one action.
Boom. Okay. All right.
And I checked. Oh boy, I checked these days.
Oh, I'm proud of you. Let's go. Level 13, baby. Man. You reach out and you see this look in Olophanticulus's eye that softens him and worries him. You just see him go, oh no! And
Remember.
looks around and he's like feeling around and he just starts to vibrate and lift off of the ground. And everything in the kitchen also starts to lift off of the ground.
Turtle
not the
and the
fridge.
berry lift, and the turtle is trying to hold on to the berry.
And with that, we're going to cut over to Flute.
We're having the most banal conversation you can. I'm like, don't ask him any questions. Don't take any favors from him.
God.
Just ignore him.
He's just trying to tell Relic about why Andrew Tate is cool.
So Relic, are you
Flute's there.
You should really
Flute's
do
there
all your
trying
own
to-
research on this kind of stuff because they really aren't telling us everything.
Flute's there
Spraying
trying
us,
to
dude.
actively youth pastor the situation.
I have 3 days for each of your 1 days. I have 3 days.
No, I think specifically Relic is like, the writer's like, all right, I'll keep it cool. I'm just gonna ask him simple questions. Relic, what's up? What do you do on the ship?
What would you say you do here?
What would you say you're most valued for here, Relic?
Yeah, he's like a corporate headhunter.
And Relic's like, I shoot the ballista. And he's like, do you shoot ballistas or do you shoot the ballista? And
Bolt.
you see,
Insufferable,
Ask him.
Relic, and you don't have to talk to him if you don't want to. I know you were having a hard time earlier.
It's true that you don't know what the ballista is or how it works, even though it's your only job.
Flute, roll an insight check.
Critical fail. Got nothing to mitigate it. Yeah. It's a 1.
Incredible.
It's still a 12, but I rolled a 1.
Very
So
good.
this is incredible.
It just never fails.
I know, I gotta have these cool songs for it now because, I mean, I have to spice it up
Only
somehow.
Never not failing.
Rolled a 2.
That's a
How
shirt.
about you? Doodly doo.
Never not
yeah, I
failing
rolled
shirts.
Uh,
Astral piss.
Cool. This you know that because you have set such limitations on the writers, what the writer's allowed to ask him about, how the writer's allowed to interact with everyone on the ship. The writer is somehow meeting his match with Relic and is incredibly bored by every answer. And he just keeps looking back at you and it's like, God, this sucks. Like, and you know enough about what's going on with Relic to know that he's like in a weird emotional state, and the writer just finds it gross and disgusting and is like
vulnerable. It's a bad
just doesn't
look.
want
I've been
anything
there.
part of it, and he kind of like keeps hinting about trying to leave this scenario, like to you. The writer does. He's like, "Can we go talk to someone
I'm
else?"
like, I'm gonna go see how K.A.I and Moonboy are doing.
Do I have to stay here? He says, kind of like worried and in
Yeah,
pain.
why don't you stay here and keep Relic company?
Oh, please don't
I
make
think
me.
that I'm like leaving him to be bored out of his socks, and I will head downstairs.
Incredible. Okay, cool. Klik, what are you up to?
Klik's just. I think at this point she's like, we haven't really gotten any closer to the disc. We haven't really moved. There is like she's definitely paranoid about the giant cloud in the background. So I think she's like driving. It's that point in the night. You've been driving for 6 hours. You're alone in the car.
Yep.
And you've run out of like the radio has gone off. It is either a Christian radio station or nothing.
Yep. There's no podcast.
And she's just
You're out of
sitting in
service,
silence,
you're in
trying
Utah.
like shaking her head to stay awake. And I mean, she not
though
stay
she doesn't
awake.
sleep.
She doesn't sleep, but she's bored. And I think she's getting paranoid, where it's like there's this shadow in the background. She's by herself, hasn't heard from the friends in a while, and hey, stop it! And her cat's scratching the couch, and so she's looking very carefully out, but the front and the back, like trying to keep an eye on the silver disc, trying to keep an eye on the shadow, can't lose another friend. Keep driving.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cobble is likely sleeping.
Oh yeah. She keeps saying things like, "Wake me up if you want me to drive," and Do you know that UFOs and just like not making any sense?
What is the UFO?
I'm trying to have her list podcasts that I listen to on long road trips, and the bit didn't go well out of the gates. So she's kind of like just mumbling to you, and I'd love for you to roll a perception check as you are locked.
Yeah.
You're both like worried about what's behind you and trying to stay focused on what's ahead of you as well.
Critical fail. No.
Oh, God.
First time in your life.
Stealing
Fall
my
asleep.
gimmick. Jesus.
It's a hit song.
Oh,
Dee.
6 altogether.
this is the best for me. Okay, so
Rip.
the ship has started. No, hold on. Let me do this again. You are so focused on making sure that the form behind you is not gaining on you. Shit. That you're focused on the disc. And, you want to move toward the disc and away the form behind you, right? So you're trying to both stay away from the thing behind you and the disc in front of you.
Yeah.
That you don't notice. And I would say Klik doesn't know this yet, but I'm telling this to Rachel, that you don't notice that the disc and the form start moving in the same direction. As the astral plane is weird. It is the land of thoughts, the land of the in-between. And they have started to converge paths, and you don't notice this yet, but you are hurtling toward the creature, but still following the disc, as it seems like the creature is now cutting back around, and you are still going in the right direction. And with that, we are going to cut back to the crew downstairs, the levitating crew in the kitchen, and you see
Am I down
Olaf.
there yet?
Absolutely, yeah. You run down and you see a turtle, berries, Moonboy, Olafenticulus, Clang, a mirror, and all of K.A.I's kitchen utensils floating in the air in the kitchen. This is especially odd too because gravity planes on Spelljammer ships are pretty constant, and it's not everywhere. It's just in this room. Everything just seems to be floating. What are you doing, Flute?
Yeah, I'll look at Moonboy and be like, is everything okay?
And I'll go, wait! And I'll be like, Olafenticulus, what's his name?
Olafenticulus.
Olafenticulus. Is that you?
He looks at you and goes, "That's my name. That's my name."
Are you feeling better?
Roll. I would love for you to roll a straight up d20 here, as I'm having you roll a wisdom saving throw for him.
Oh. It's a natural one, a fucking natural one.
Is it really?
That is a one, a fucking natural one.
If Aaron hadn't had that inspiration, that would be 4 natural ones almost
Wow.
It
consecutively.
was because that was the role I wound up taking.
Yeah.
Also, the natural one on the treasure chest dice turns into a mimic and opens up, and a tongue comes out when you roll a
Incredible.
natural one. Just saying, it rolled.
Cool. With that, roll a wisdom saving throw for yourself now.
Ah,
Is this was him? Like,
Everybody's
he's remembering a lot at one time, so he's like having
is
this
this
experience where everything is flooding back to him. He's trying to understand what's happening. He's also quite powerful, so he's experiencing things and then also interacting with the world around him. Yeah.
is this a magical effect?
Yes, actually, it is specifically a spell.
Get that advantage, baby.
Yeah, I got a. God damn it! What was it? Why can't I look at my past rolls? Can I?
Those looking into the camera would see the turtle spiraling through space trying to paddle towards
19.
Olifanticulus. Which those who speak the turtle language would hear as father.
What was it, Moonboy?
19.
That is exactly the DC. As you feel yourself you see a couple of feathers pop out as if you're maybe being turned into an animal as well, and you push back and do not change. As he's looking around and is clearly freaked out, he holds his head and he is just speaking to the dishes that are floating all around him. He's like, I must remake it. I need to remake it. And all of them fall to the ground and they all turn to flowers that just float around the room, and petals come off of them, and then they flip and they all turn into different weapons, and then there's swords and axes all floating in the room, and they all turn into different rocks that just fall to the ground, and then they all turn into these rubber chunks that are bouncing around the room as well, and then they turn back into dishes and pots and pans as well. As he's
and
trying
then shatter.
to yeah.
Oh, these are worse than the original ones, but
These are Costco.
it's all right.
Yeah, they all have fork scratches on them. As he's trying to understand what's happening around him.
I'm going to put my hand on the hilt of my sword and extend my hand, and a kind of swirling lights swirl around his head, and he has to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, I love it.
DC
I know
18.
exactly what's going on here. A wisdom saving throw. Boy, he hit it. He's got a high wisdom. Yeah, as all of these lights are flashing around him, and you see him dancing to them perfectly, and then he looks back at you and he says, "No." And then I would love for you to I'd love for you to roll a wisdom saving throw. Play a wisdom saving throw.
We're all
for
going
me.
to turn into animals down here.
Zoo party! Yeah, Klik will come back on board what is happening? Wisdom saving throw.
No, I'm busy driving us into a astral dreadnought. Thank you. Very busy.
I got an 18.
An 18? Okay, cool. You turn in to a little tiny bunny.
A little bit bunny.
As you see Windrider just boom, to the ground with this. Andrew, give us a description of the rabbit that you look like.
I turn into this, calico cats, they have that kind of spotted kind of fur. It's kind of like a calico rabbit. It's kind of like a spotted kind of rabbit.
Eye patch.
Yeah, and I immediately, there's a bunch of spilled out vegetables kind of orbiting the kitchen island there, and I'm going for those.
I love it. So we're gonna cut back over to Klik here for a second. And as you,
This boss fight is little better than Heroes Babies.
I mean, George's been advocating for Better Than Heroes Muppet Babies for a year.
And now it's happening. Yeah. So
I want to be a little puppy.
When it happens to me.
He might take requests. I should have asked before he hit me with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something
No
gross,
monkeys, no monkeys, no monkeys, no monkeys.
Yeah, shout out if in the chat.
Say
please,
roly-poly.
Please say what each character's animal would be. What is the animal that coincides with each character? If they were,
I do feel like
polymorph?
Klik's would be some sort of invertebrate, some
It
sort
would
of
be gross.
centipede or something.
No,
I mean, I could see her being a crab.
Yeah, crab. That's cute.
For sure. A
Be a
langostino.
puppy, man.
She wants to be a puppy, but
Wants
She
to be
be
a
a
puppy
puppy.
man.
I think she'd be like a armadillo.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
good.
good. That's
Excellent.
The Moonboy would be
Like a
some
keeper.
sort
By a
of.
Texas highway, or she's
Pangolin?
Good. Or
goners.
Nashville Highway because of global warming. Ooh, hey, I curse.
I think
Yeah,
the
they've really
Moonboy
been
would
moving
be some
north.
sort
It's weird.
of gecko, some sort of blind cave gecko. No, the opposite of blind. Big old eyes.
Yeah. Just
For
put
seeing
your hand in your
us.
hat and you'll find it. Yeah. I think we already have art for this. So,
Yeah.
Klik, you, as you are piloting the ship and you're just like hurtling toward, you don't even almost like notice the astral dreadnought because it's far off and this is a weird plane of existence. Like your normal calculations about your distance from things aren't really matching. You don't even know that it's like cutting you off, but you know that you're heading toward the disk. And the other thing you start to notice while you are following this silvery glowing light in the middle of the astral sea is these boxes are starting to take shape. And you see this pattern of boxes in front of you. And you can see the silvery disc that you're following kind of like go toward them, but they're starting to take shape in front of you. This is like one of the first things that you've seen is this pattern of it's almost like a grid of boxes, and you see
Like longitudinal and latitudinal lines, or like 3D boxes?
roll a history check for me.
Not the answer I expected. All right, Skelly, you're gonna have to. I know you could have this arm. I need this one. Okay, here's a rabbit. Okay. Oh boy, not good. Yep. 5.
Cool. Yeah. They are. It just seems like a square with squares inside of it to you. That's what I'll say.
She'll get on the walkie-talkie to Goliathan and be like, Goliathan, are you seeing these squares with squares inside of it? Do you see that? I've been driving by myself for a while, and I feel like I'm starting to lose it.
Yeah, I see it, but those are just shapes to me. They seem to be connected. There's some like glowing cords connecting all of them, but I guess that's all I see. From how I
you
can
think
look.
that's a bad thing?
I mean, at least it's something, you know. Even if we know it's the wrong way, we at least know where we are now. From just
Yeah, what if we hit the wall of this? Is that a possibility? Do you run out of astral at some point?
I've never heard of anything like. And you hear Dingham Nidris' voice go, "No way! There's no end to the astral." That's something. That
how
is
are
a
you feeling,
fixed
Dinger?
spot. Wonderful. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, he's
He's
been
entering
stoned
kind of a
since we got here.
Kind of a Tim Curry phase.
Forgot he's getting creepier and creepier.
Yeah.
Wonderful child.
He's like, I have an arm now. And Dingham and Goliathan is like, yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but just in my own time.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
rush.
you need to mention these things to us. Just keep us abreast of, our helm becoming a real boy.
He says,
Boyification.
Yeah.
to everyone, he says on the walkie-talkie that you could already hear him from, but he does the bit, and he's like, there's Dingham Nidris has an arm now, and you hear Dingham Nidris go, I do, I have an arm now, and I can feel a leg coming soon.
I'm not afraid to use it.
I'm beginning to think we gotta get out of here sooner rather than later, and this disc isn't really getting closer. Do you guys, there's like these squares and squares on the horizon. Do we know anything about squares in the astral plane?
Over the walkie-talkie, we're in real time here, so I think that there's a bunny and a turtle, and
Stop
Moonboy.
turning people into animals.
What is happening?
What?
Klik.
You're the only one who can turn
Is
into
that
it.
you? Help! Help! You've got to help us.
Yo, Klik, what do you do with that?
I don't know what she does with that. There's nothing you can really do. What? There's all of you guys are over there. You can't handle this?
Fiasco.
I'm driving right now.
It's too. They've been polymorphed, both of them.
All right. I don't know exactly what I do in this scenario, considering all I know is how to hit things.
As you're thinking about it, Andrew, can you roll a wisdom saving throw? No modifier, so I just rolled a d20.
Resist carrot.
18.
Hey.
The turtle waves its
My
arms
dice
at
love
Moonboy.
other characters.
You hear, don't worry, I got this. And
Fuck.
Moonboy, you see Relic
Oh, no.
float through the ceiling above you
Oh no.
and land in the room. And he's like, "You're right!" And he just punches Olafenticulus.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
You left him with the rider. And now he's good at stuff.
I did not want to. I was playing the
He's
one.
a warlock.
Deeply did not.
We
And
broke Relic.
Or
He's
did
not
it
supposed
fix
to be
him?
powerful. His little body can't handle it.
both his concentration, because he's casting 2 concentration spells at once. Yes, he can do it. He can do it. Look at me, chat. He can do it. But he rolled the concentration save for this, and he did not succeed. And so you see Relic float through the floor, punch Olafenticulus in the face, and Clang just rocks next to him, and both you, Flute and K.A.I, just out of animal form, and are
Nice.
I have a bunch of lettuce sticking out of the side of my mouth.
Moonboy says over the Rocky Talkie.
Oh, never mind. They're back.
What? I'm driving, okay? Just let me drive.
Focus on
still
your
in
cubes
initiative
or whatever.
Nah, we're playing it fast and loose. But I think that do you have something you want to do?
Potentially, I was just trying to gauge how much freedom I have to do it.
Be free. Do it. I've been cheating, so go for it.
You've been cheating.
I've just been
It's
It's like I
don't cheat.
haven't rolled dice yet
I
tonight.
win.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 tonight.
I will just.
This disaster brought to you by Klik.
I will just be like, everybody, stop! I will hold up my hands and I will try to look at Olafenticulus. Are we still floating in the air?
Yep.
Everybody?
Yeah, seem to be.
Do you see me? Do you know me?
And he makes eye contact with you, and he says, "Oh my god!" And everything drops to the ground. Drops to the ground gently. It's like all placed down, and he looks at you and he goes, "My boy." He says, "I've only seen you like this in my dreams."
I will
He says,
I will
"Look
hug
at you."
him. I will hug the ghost. Very quiet for me all of a sudden, Harlan.
Roll a hug check.
Daddy check.
And you... He rolled
Accidentally
lower.
elbow him in the face.
He rolled a 3. But so
I don't.
this is a scene. Well, I mean, this is someone who is remembering centuries of information that he has hidden from himself all at once by having a spell cast upon him, which is why he has not spent time knowing what has happened, because he's remembering this all at one time and has no idea where he is or what's happening to you.
Yeah.
And he's never seen your corporal form as well, Kai. I think that's an
Yeah.
important point here. See, he's not recognizing your body. He's recognizing your voice saying that to him. And I would love for the hug here to for you to give us some flavor on you both rolling terribly on this, but it's still being communicated.
I don't know exactly what the role means, but
I mean, it's just a hug.
I will pull him in and say, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know where you'd gone."
And he looks at you and he kind of like looks up and he's like, I've been everywhere. It's exhausting.
Yeah, would you like to sit down?
Please.
I have his chair. I'll pull it out. I'll fix it.
Clang flies over and sits down on it. And
Clang's here. We met briefly.
Well, he says,
You weren't yourself.
he flicks a finger in a circle and conjures his cup of tea as pours to itself. And he goes, where are we?
This is the Dinger. We're flying through the Astral Sea. We've left the Azure Forge. Well, now we're sort of headed back there to try to rescue a friend that we left on the approach. Mia went through a great deal of trouble to get this ship. It has a synapse helm. Everyone's been after it, and one thing's led to another, and everything's fallen apart. All of Wild Space is at war. Everyone is our enemy. I don't know what to do.
Lenticulus is kind of rubbing his temples, and he kind of drinks his tea and pets Clang. And
I'm sorry, I know this must be a lot. Right now, I've just...
He says, well, if we're together...
Yes.
Then I guess we should fix it.
I don't know if I can.
No, you can't. But we can. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh,
Very good.
very nice.
Very good.
All right.
Well done, everybody.
GG's.
Thanks for joining us tonight, chat. Again, this is the second episode in the arc, so if you missed the first one, you can go back and check it out on YouTube or as a podcast. If you haven't followed us in those two places, go do it. It helps us a whole lot. And follow us on Twitch if you haven't done that yet either. You can check out our merch on our Teespring. Got some character art and some t-shirts, and I am failing you, JM. I am supposed to take a look at some merch soon, and I haven't gotten a chance to do it, so I'm hoping to get some merch done ASAP. Get in the Discord, say what kind of stuff you want to see on merch. I'll make sure to get it done for you, and we'll get it up on the Teespring.
Oh, holy shit, Big Mac in the
And here's
chat.
a
What's
cat.
up? OG. But yeah, truly, let us know. If you got thoughts about merch, let us know in the Discord. We can do it. We can do it.
We want to hear.
It's
Drink
so yeah, here's something there. Hello to everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please, God, listen to us as a podcast. I spent so much time getting those
Listen
up
to the
there.
podcast.
Do it. So yeah, anything else? Anyone else want to talk about anything else?
It's also the perfect time to tell your friends about the show. We're on a new arc. If you want to get your friends hooked, tell them that we just started a new story, that you can watch the 2 episodes that they have missed so far on YouTube or as podcasts, and they can catch up with us next week.
Yeah. And
You can also check out our Patreon if you want to support our endeavors at patreon.com/betterthanheroes. I forgot which
all
Patreon
kinds
I was
of
plugging.
cool
Oh, that's right.
content available on Patreon and
Ooh.
stuff,
Yeah.
including a game that we play with Patreon members.
Oh, I hear it's
I
going
think
crazy.
it's full right
too.
now, but it's very fun. We have a
This is
real
true.
blast running it.
Later than Heroes.
Later
Yeah,
in
if
here.
if
Later
you
than Heroes.
we also have a show that we've been doing for I don't know about 10 episodes now, a little bit more than that. There's quite a bit of backlog of where we talk about the show after the show. We're gonna do one tonight and just talk about the episode afterwards, which is only available to our Patreon subscribers. So if you want to hear us dissect the episode after the episode, it's on our Patreon. It's there. You can listen to it.
So much content. You'd have to try to
love
miss
you.
us out there. We love
On
you.
Patreon.
We're going to be rating it forward tonight. I recommend we rate it forward to either Nat 20 Productions or Magi RPG.
We're quite friends with Nat 20 Productions. So let's do Magi RPG because we just
do
haven't
it.
done it before. Okay, shut
Okay.
up. We'll throw it over there. Okay, I'm going to play the credits and then we'll roll it over. Say hello in the chat. It does help us for you all to say hi.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Thanks, everybody.
Jason
Thanks,
Wardell.
everybody.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So good.
Case from Tiger Moon Production.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.